Hey girls, I always have to do faces before I start talking because it's so hard to speak. But seriously, all jokes aside, this is for my younger girls out there. I'm not pertaining to anybody that is of my age or older. Um, I'm making this video because a lot of times when I was younger, um, I always wanted like a big sister type of figure that'll look out for me and just tell me things or show me things that I may have been oblivious to because of my age. But, however, instead, growing up in the environment that I grew up in and the types of people that are in those environments, I've always had people that try to or that did peer pressure me into doing things. Not all, but most that were no good for me. I had a few good apples out of the bunch, um, but I still never got that, like heart to heart type of bond with them. And I'm guessing that's because, well, I'm knowing now that I'm older, that's because they were going through their own things and they couldn't get a grasp on reality. So sometimes when people's lives are like not going the way they want it to go, they kind of find joy or seek fulfillment in having control over other people's lives or giving input, whether it's good or bad. And this is just things that you should know. So something that I would say to the young girls, my little sisters, growing up in this time, which is completely different from my time, and my time was completely different from my mom's time, and so on and so forth, is about dating. When dating, that is all it is dating. Dating doesn't lower the guard, lessen the gap in the bridge on anything. When you're dating somebody, you are strictly getting to know them. And I feel like a lot of the youth have that kind of thing mixed up as to where they entertain three and four and five or six or however large the number is today people, which I'm not judging anybody. I feel like that's a number. Those are numbers like when you're in the big leagues, like when you're an adult and you learned a few things and you've been around the block or you have a mentor, you can balance those people around because they fit into your life, and you're really not too serious with any of them, because that's healthy dating. Sleeping with all six of those people at one time, I don't know what to call that. But back to what I was saying for my young girls. When you're dating, getting to know people's favorite colors and favorite foods and favorite TV shows and all of that stuff is cool for elementary, like, 8th grade, grade 8 and below. But when you're in high school, because I feel like in the black community, stagnation is something that they excessively include on us. I don't know if I've said that word correctly, because their main goal is to hold us back, is to keep us back. And like, we celebrate so many small victories to the world that are humongous to us. And once we get there, it's like, oh, I did it. And now we're in like this pompous aura as to where we feel like we're above people. But you see, me, all my life, I've been called humble. And I've always thought that that was an insult until I actually seen the benefits of me being the way that I am. Not to say that, everybody should be humble, because I don't know what your circumstances are or what you're able to bear. But I know that I've been the same person through and through all my relationships, because an oath that I made to myself and a prayer that I've also made to God is to never allow people's actions to change the person that I am. And I mean, that's a prayer that I would pray through my like hardest trying times in my life. I would pray that prayer. And the oath that I made to myself is never give. I think my package was delivered today, just now, or let me go check. Never give somebody the power to change you that is not even worth being in your presence. But I'll get back to you with the date. I'm gonna go check the door. Sorry, guys. So, ladies, when you're getting to know somebody, things to ask that I would have asked or would have asked or probably have asked when I was your age is your parents still together? Why aren't they? What happened? How did that affect you? And depending on how defensive or open they are to having that conversation, because not everybody is at the same point that you are in your life. So take that into consideration. But this is the person that you really, really like. These are questions that you should ask, because you got to remember, these are things that your potential partner is seeing as they enter or before they enter a relationship with you. So this is their example that they have on how to be in relationships. So, I mean, depending on how much confusion you want to go through in your relationship process, I would say ask as many questions as you can. Go on a lot of dates. See how they are out in public around certain people. What do they feel about, things that are of this new world? Just like I'm talkative, but I have a very inquisitive mind. So to me, it's never a dull moment, especially if I like you, especially if I can laugh and joke around you. So if that guy is funny, that's just another icing on the cake, because I love a funny guy. I don't like guys that take themselves too serious. For guys who think that they are the prize, avoid guys who compare themselves to you, think that they're better than you, can't think for themselves. They're always valuing someone else's opinion, or they always feel like they need someone else's opinion to make a decision. For guys that don't really want you to have friends and keep you secluded and stuck to yourself, that's not really jealous of your lifestyle, or don't talk down on things that you aspire to do, foods you like to eat, if you eat a lot, pay attention to the way, and this is not just guys, but in this video we're talking about guys, but for all people, the way they say things to you. And something that I would want to put out there too is be careful about the way you carry out when handling situations when your feelings are hurt, because that can affect you in such a horrible way and drag it out, make an ending longer than what it should actually be. Just speaking from experience, and you should be good. Keep your legs closed. Don't think that if you give up your body that they'll like you more, because honestly, there's a lot of people in the world already doing that. So if you're still, a virgin and just that serene, you still have that serene part of you, protect it. If your parents aren't talking to you about, how important your virtue is, and, their experiences or where they went wrong, and they're not transparent, this is what this video is for. You are special, you are perfect just the way you are, and don't ever let somebody convince you otherwise. Stay beautiful, stay young, stay in tune, stay motivated, and the most important, love God always. Love him always. Love him through the trials and tribulations, through the confusion, through the heartbreak, through the numbness, through everything. Because I promise you, nothing that he is taking you through is for no reason.